Today at 6, we are live in Ukraine, where Russian attacks on cities are continuing, despite the offer from Russia to create safe escape routes. Residents in the town of Irpin, just north of Kiev, are trying to survive the bombardment.
When everything started, our house was like, I don't know how to tell it.
Tell everybody to close the sky, urgently. All people need it in Ukraine, really.
Today, people queued for hours to escape to the west, but the proposed humanitarian corridors will take people to Russia and its ally Belarus. The Ukrainian president calls this immoral. People continue to flee from Ukraine in what's now thought to be the biggest exodus since the Second World War.
We'll also be looking at the situation here in the UK with the latest on the visa applications from Ukrainian refugees and the effects on energy prices. Boris Johnson holds talks with the Prime Ministers of Canada and the Netherlands, and he's against an immediate ban on importing Russian oil and gas.
What we also need to do is go for more nuclear and much more use of renewable energy. And I'm going to be setting out an energy strategy, an energy supply strategy for the country in the days ahead.
More Ukrainian refugees are waiting at Calais. Thousands are applying for UK visas. The government's approach has been widely criticised. And today, the new research which suggests that COVID can have long-term effects on memory and the...
And coming up on the BBC News Channel, Great Britain have hit their medal target for the Winter Paralympics. Menna Fitzpatrick and brothers Neil and Andrew Simpson won their second medals at the Games.
Good evening and welcome to the BBC News at 6, live from Lviv in western Ukraine on day 12 of the war here. Talks between Russian and Ukrainian negotiators have been taking place this afternoon. Ukraine has roundly rejected Moscow's idea that Ukrainian civilians fleeing Russian attacks should use humanitarian corridors to seek refuge in Russia or in its ally Belarus. The government in Kiev said the proposal was completely immoral and that people should be allowed to escape to territory that is held by the Ukrainian military. Two attempts to evacuate civilians over the weekend ended in failure, with Russia and Ukraine accusing each other of violating a humanitarian ceasefire. Ukrainian authorities say rocket attacks have continued on residential areas in several cities. This map shows the areas, here in red, where the Russians are now said to be in control. The port of Mariupol, where tens of thousands of civilians are trapped, is especially important as it ensures Ukraine's access to the Black Sea. The Ministry of Defence says the 40-mile-long convoy of Russian military vehicles remains close to the capital, Kyiv, but has made little progress in recent days. But the fighting continues in places like Irpin, 16 miles from the city boundary. Our correspondent Ola Girin has this report from the town, which is under heavy bombardment and crucial to the Russian defence.